Greetings, dear people of God at Trinity and beyond. Last week I missed my Thanksgiving to you all, and it still needs to be expressed. So that's how I'm going to begin. I'm endlessly grateful to each of you. I can't imagine what our family would have done without you. Beautiful, loving, loyal village, supporting, surrounding, loving, lifting up. You have breathed aloha with our family being with us. Shopping, cooking, walking, visiting, driving, waiting, not to mention sending flowers and cards of all kinds, cards that defy distance and bring us into your embrace. The cards are my epistles, letters from the field. I've glued them into scrapbooks and keep them by my side while I wait constantly, or watch the fire flicker through hazy, timeless hours. And I turn to them and I open them to any page, just for a whisper of wisdom, of hope, of love, which I so often need these days. And something always comes. The message, the murmur that I hadn't quite heard yet, but so needed to sit with or to carry with me, that helps me grow still enough to hear the earth preparing for the sleep of winter, to hear the last red leaves letting go with dazzled expectation. Can someone really be saved by a poem? In Kim Rosen's book, Saved by a Poem, the answer is yes. Poetry, that most ancient form of prayer, is such a necessary medicine for our times. A companion through difficulty, a guide when we are lost, a salve when we are wounded, and a conduit to an inner source of joy and freedom and insight. The poem can become an affirmation or a sacred text which connects our struggling soul to the sweet, solid, tender root system of the universe. The unspeakable can be spoken. The unendurable can be endured. The next step taken. Left foot, right foot, breathe. For weeks, we had been planning to go out to Stinson Beach for our barefoot beach Thanksgiving walk. According to our grandparent Rhoda, our official family Thanksgiving with all the fixings was scheduled for Friday. But by Wednesday afternoon, post-morning rounds of infusion and radiation, I couldn't actually imagine getting in the car, let alone driving over the windy road and into the hills with a reputation for car sickness, the unpredictable holiday traffic, the decorations and family place cards to update, the trays and platters, all utterly overwhelming. Until I opened a card and I read it. I will lift up my eyes to the hills from whence comes my help. And it sang to me, and it lifted me up. So we got in the car, and we drove through the hills of Mount Tam, and went to the beach, sparkling in the afternoon sun, and I buried my bare feet in the cold, wet sand, and Nevi watched me laugh. And we sat silently beside each other on the floating dock, not fixing, not mending, just being, just breathing, just being still, Michael and Hannah and Nevi and I, turning our faces gently toward the direction from which the light comes. The poet Jan Richardson writes, "Look, the world is always ending somewhere. Somewhere the sun has come crashing down. Somewhere it has ended with a tenderness that will break your heart. But listen, this blessing, it has not come to cause despair. It is simply here because there is nothing a blessing is better suited for than an ending. Nothing that cries out more for a blessing than when a world is falling apart. This blessing will not fix you. It will not mend you. It will not give you false comfort. It will not talk to you about one door opening when another one closes. It will simply sit itself beside you among the shards and gently turn your face toward the direction from which the light will come. gathering itself about you as the world begins again. So, people of God, so dear friends, let us lift our faces to the sun. Let us close our eyes if the light is too bright, and let us be still and breathe together, one step at a time.